Safety should be our first priority wherever we may be, on campus, at home, at the store, or even on vacation. Hello, my name is Billy Atkins, and I'm the Director of Campus Safety for St. Edward's University. Thanks for taking the time to view this video about simple, common sense steps you can take to help protect yourself and those you love. To begin with, your greatest asset when it comes to your personal safety is you. That's why you should stay alert and aware of your surroundings at all times. Avoid those risky situations that could put you in danger. And don't ever hesitate to trust your instincts. Also, remember that the use of alcohol or other substances can decrease a person's ability to focus and concentrate on their surroundings, which can result in you placing yourself or others at risk. The crime triangle is an easy way to help describe what we can do to help keep ourselves safe. Think of it this way. There are three things required for a crime to take place. First, you need the desire or the intent of an individual to commit a crime. Next, you need a target or victim. Finally, you need the opportunity to carry out your crime. Now, we can't do much to change another person's intent. If someone wakes up today and decides to commit a crime, there's not a lot anyone else can do about that. However, if I take deliberate actions to secure myself or my belongings, I've eliminated one side of this triangle. Likewise, if I remove the opportunity for a criminal act to occur, such as walking with a group of friends at night, as opposed to walking alone, I've eliminated another side of this triangle. Finally, if we take actions that lessen both our chances of being a target, as well as the opportunity for a crime to be committed against us, we've done a pretty good job at keeping ourselves safe. We're going to discuss some ways we can do this in this presentation. Remember, the title of this presentation is a common sense approach. So much of what you're going to hear over the next several minutes may seem obvious, but we're going to cover them because they are also some of the most overlooked actions we can take. Specifically, we're going to talk about safety when we're walking, when we're in our vehicle, when we're in other vehicles, when we're at work, and when we're at home. Finally, we'll talk about some different safety devices you might want to consider. First, let's talk about walking. Here are some simple steps we can take to help keep us safe when we're walking, regardless of where that may be. First, as was stated earlier, stay alert. Staring down at your phone or listening to music with the volume turned all the way up dulls two of our most important senses and can put us at risk. Also, as was stated on a previous slide, avoid walking alone when you can, especially at night. Next, whether it's here on campus or somewhere else, familiarize yourself with your surroundings. You'll want to avoid isolated areas or other locations where someone could hide. Know where the emergency call boxes are located on campus. If you're not sure of those locations, check out maps and directions on your Topper Safe app. Also, when you're on campus, remember the mobile blue light function on the Topper Safe app. This feature pinpoints your location on campus and connects you with UPD when you're on campus and need help. If someone in a car stops and starts to talk to you or ask for directions, you don't have to assume they have ulterior motives. But to be safe, keep your distance from the car. Also, when you're walking, if you ever feel as though someone in a car is following you, simply turn around and walk in the opposite direction or cross the street. If you're still uncomfortable, enter a nearby building or call police. Some other options when you're walking on campus include SafeWalk, SEU, a student-led, student-run service to safely escort students, faculty, and staff to and from areas around campus during evening and night hours during the fall and spring semesters. You can also call UPD, and if an officer is available, they will provide you with an escort to your location. Finally, try out the Friend Walk function on the Topper Safe app. Friend Walk lets someone, a friend, roommate, or even your parents, know your location and follow you in real time as you walk to your destination. When it comes to being safe in your car, try to park in a well-lit location whenever you can, and always lock your car. Also, avoid parking next to trucks or other large vehicles. These provide cover for a criminal if they are hiding and waiting for you to enter your car. Keep all items out of your car. Even if you just have a pile of papers or dirty clothes in the back seat of your car, that may be enough for a criminal to think that you're hiding something valuable under those piles and cause them to attempt to break in. Finally, when you're approaching your vehicle, scan the entire area surrounding your car. If there's someone lurking about, then simply move on. And before you get into your car, look at the interior to make sure no one is hiding inside. Have your hands free and your keys ready. Once you get in the car, lock the door immediately. Many modern cars will automatically lock the car doors, but only after you start driving. When we talk about safety in other vehicles, we're mainly talking about ride-share services like Uber and Lyft. Lots of people will request a ride while they're standing somewhere outside. It's safer if you book your ride while you're indoors. Wait for your driver to arrive, and when you have confirmed that it is actually your ride, hop in and travel to your destination. Once your ride is booked, take the opportunity to see the driver's rating, the car they're driving, and even the license plate number of the vehicle. Be sure to check that the information displayed in the app matches the car that arrives. Even when you've confirmed that the model, color, and license plate match with the vehicle information in your app, it's important to have the driver confirm your name. You should also ask for their name as you open the door. Introduce yourselves not only for safety reasons, but also to decrease any initial awkwardness. Sit in the back seat when you're ride sharing. You can't trust everyone, and sitting in the back gives you extra time to get out should anything unexpected happen. Always wear your seatbelt, as accidents can happen unexpectedly and you could avoid potentially serious or fatal injuries by wearing your seatbelt. Even if your driver isn't wearing one, be sure to buckle yours and leave a comment in your review informing future passengers that your driver doesn't wear a seatbelt. Finally, these last two tips are recommendations you've heard before. Keep track of your location and route to make sure your driver is taking you in the right direction to your destination. And as we've stated before, it's better to have someone else travel with you, especially late at night. In those times when you can't take someone with you, be sure to make use of your ride-sharing application. Almost all apps allow you to share your journey with someone else. Both Uber and Lyft have an option to text your information to someone so they can see where you are at all times. Keep an eye on that option while you travel, and let a friend or family member know where you're headed and when you've arrived. When you're at work, keep valuables in a secure location, and also, please, don't leave your keys in the door. If you're going to be working late, Let someone know, like a spouse or a roommate. Always exercise caution after hours when using elevators or stairs. Make sure you know the emergency exits of your building and where those exits go to. Do they exit into or outside the building? Always report any suspicious people or activities, and always be cautious when exiting a building at night, and don't hesitate to make use of one of the safety escort services mentioned earlier. You wouldn't think I'd need to say it, but always lock the doors and windows whenever you leave your home or apartment. Just like at work, keep valuables secured and out of sight. Don't advertise that you're not at home or when you'll be returning. Never open the door to strangers until they've properly identified themselves. If you're in a residence hall or apartment complex with security features, don't bypass those features by allowing someone to piggyback off of your credentials. And just like when you're approaching your vehicle, when you're coming home, have your hands free and your keys ready to unlock the door. It's important, if you live in a residence hall or apartment complex, that you not prop exterior doors open. If you're going to be away from home for any period of time, it's a good idea to let a roommate or trusted neighbor know so they can help keep an eye on your place. Always report any suspicious people or activities in or around your residence. In addition to locking windows and sliding glass doors, you might consider also using anti-slide devices for additional protection. And finally, in the next several slides, we're going to demonstrate some different types of door alarms that can easily be installed in apartments, dorm rooms, or even taken with you if you're traveling. The best defense you'll always have is making sure your doors and windows are locked and secured. One benefit of these alarms is that they provide something most criminals don't like, and that's noise. Most people committing a crime or attempting to commit a crime don't like to have attention drawn to themselves. One downside to these alarms is that once they're set, they're set. That means if you have a roommate and they come in after you've set the alarm, well, you get the idea. This is an example of something called a doorstop alarm, which I purchased off Amazon.
So this is the doorstop alarm. You simply turn it on back here, place it at the door, not pushing it too far, and then when the door is open, it sets off.
This is an example of a portable door alarm, also purchased off Amazon.
So this is an example of a portable door alarm. This particular model comes with a flashlight, but to use it, you simply take out these prongs, making sure that the prongs stay together, loop the alarm over the door handle, and then as you close the door, insert the prongs between the door and the door jamb. That way, when the door is opened,
these are examples of some door alarms that can actually be attached to a door. Again, these are available from Amazon or most hardware stores. If you're thinking about installing an alarm like one of these in your room or apartment, you need to be careful about damaging any paint or part of the structure you're attaching it to. That's why I've included examples of 3M command strips as a way you can safely install these types of products. Also, early on, I mentioned that one of the potential downsides of having these types of alarms is that a roommate could inadvertently set one off. The alarm on the right side of the screen comes with a remote that can be used to deactivate the alarm. So that could be a way to address that issue.
So this is an example of a door alarm that can also be placed on a window. Here in this example, I've attached it to the door with some of the 3M adhesive strips. To activate it, you simply push the slide down there. And again, once the door is open, the alarm will go off.
There are several different types of devices available for your personal safety. Each comes with their own set of pros and cons, and it's up to you to decide if you think one of these devices is best for you. In general, all of the devices I'm going to discuss are legal in Texas if used for self-defense purposes. But this presentation is not intended to provide legal advice, only the different options that may be available to you. The first is pepper spray. Pepper spray is an agent intended to irritate the eyes of an attacker by causing a burning sensation, pain, or temporary blindness. Pepper spray often comes in small hand-sized containers, which makes it easy to carry. Also, the spray has a wide dispersal area, which means you don't have to necessarily be a good aim to hit your target. However, because it's a spray, it doesn't travel terribly far, which means you have to be fairly close to your target for it to be effective. Another disadvantage is that if it's used outdoors and it's windy, the spray could blow back on you, causing you discomfort. Pepper gel is similar to pepper spray, except that, as the name implies, the product comes out in a thicker format. This means that it travels farther than pepper spray, and when it makes contact with the skin, it's more adhesive. While a gel is less likely to blow back on you than a spray, it also means that you need to be a better aim in order to get the product into the attacker's eyes and face for it to be effective. Personal alarms, or even a whistle, do the things that most criminals don't like, and that's draw attention to themselves. And that's what they're doing when we use these alarms.
Here's an example of a personal alarm. It comes with a fob that you can use to attach it to a keychain, backpack, whatever. This particular version has a flashlight here, but to activate it, you simply pull on the fob and it activates the alarm.
Sabree is a well-known brand of safety equipment, and their products include pepper spray, gel, and personal alarms. Again, all of which are available on Amazon and many other outlets. I hope that everyone already knows that firearms are not allowed on campus. Likewise, explosives aren't allowed on campus. The stun gun is a small battery-powered device that fits in your hand and contains 2 or more prongs on one end that conduct an electrical charge when activated. Once activated, the stun gun creates an electrical arc that flashes between the prongs on the end. That flashing arc is very loud, so often the sound itself will scare away an assailant. Once applied to an assailant, the stun gun can disable the assailant for up to 10 minutes, giving you time to get away. The areas most sensitive to a stun gun are the upper hips, upper shoulders, and below the rib cage. If you're going to consider a device like this, you should be very familiar with its use and how it operates. Just like with the stun gun, if you're thinking about having a knife for self-defense purposes, you should know how to use it, and you should be confident of the legality of its use. Every question that will be posed to you on campus will center around your purpose for having a knife and how and when you intend to use it. This is a photo of the pocket knife I carry every day. As you can see, the blade from the tip to the hilt is about 3 inches. I primarily use this knife for opening packages and letters. I don't carry it with me intending to use it as a weapon. This is another knife I own. As you can see, this knife is 10 inches from the tip to the hilt. Under Texas law, this is called a location-restricted knife, which means the blade is over 5.5 inches long. In general, the knife in this photograph, or any knife longer than 5.5 inches, would not be allowed on campus. The single most important thing for you to remember is that if you use any type of weapon on anyone, you're going to have to answer for that use. That means if you're having a fight or an argument or disagreement or a misunderstanding with your husband, wife, partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, coworker, roommate, neighbor, etc., you can't just spray them with pepper gel, use a stun gun on them, or pull a knife on them. If you do, that will get you into serious, serious trouble. And this is neither the time nor the place to sit around and ask a bunch of what-if questions. What you need to know, understand, and be ready to deal with is the consequences, whatever they may be, of using a weapon on another individual. You can really help us out by scanning the QR code on your screen and taking our 2-question survey. Also, by providing us your name and role at St. Edward's, we're able to gauge the reach of this training presentation. Thanks again for viewing this video. My contact information, as well as contact information for UPD, is on this screen. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions.